Vertical system of analysis. Welcome to the third part of the Theories of International Relations course. I have demonstrated analysis with two different systems of thought. In fact, the process of analysis may flows in two different directions, two different systems, vertical and horizontal. The first system of analysis, namely vertical, in this system of analysis, researchers strive to trace back the roots of a phenomenon by moving from top to down. So analysis can be carried out by exploring the underlying social structures that encompasses the generative mechanisms. And these mechanisms, in fact, lead to the emergence and evolution of the phenomenon or a special phenomenon in question. By evolution of a phenomenon, I means possessing new properties and new qualities. For example, consider Cold War era. Cold War strategies such as containment, deterrence, coalition, alliances, and so on. These strategies were driven by the macro ideologies of the bipolar system. These strategies served as mechanisms for overcoming feeling of insecurity in the anarchical space of the Cold War era. These process, vertical process of analysis, may usher us to the historical developments of a phenomenon under question, under investigation, and reveal the mechanisms, these mechanisms that led to the emergence and development of that phenomenon in successive stages. For example, the analysis of Russia's war in Ukraine cannot be fulfilled without taking into account the background of the Cold War and even the era before. At a higher level, the spread of liberal democracy, NATO and European Union's expansion eastward met with a pessimistic reaction from Russia. This irritability toward and frustration with the West, coupled with the uncertainty of the post-Cold War security architecture and the prominence of geopolitical factors in the Eastern Europe, especially the geopolitical position of Ukraine. These mechanisms, these entities exerted their forces on the Russians' oligarchy. Historically, dynamics of serfdom system and Tsarist Pan-Slavism of Russia, rather than a genuine nationalism generated underdeveloped capitalism, which resulted in the failure of the economic reform, namely New Economic Policy, NEP in 1922, and decades later, failure of Gorbachev's liberalist reforms in the Soviet Union called perestroika, both of which were intended to foster economic growth. In short, a set of mechanisms intertwined in stratified layers of social war has made Russia concerned about its security and sensitive to its geopolitical backyard. At the same time, the dream of a new Russian empire has foiled Russia's status seeking under Putin. Thank you for your watching.